Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is Teresa, Crafty Grams, and today we are back in the Junk Journal of Big Ideas. Something like that. This is inspired by DJ at Hither and Yon Studios. I will link her video below in the description box to this particular set of ideas I'll be making. So let's get started. We're doing 3 different projects today, and the first one is something I saw on a video also from Pam at the Paper Outpost, and when I originally found it, it was ideas for using book page. But for this one, I'm just going to use some of the coordinating scrapbook paper that I have been using. So this is, let's see, it's a piece of 12 by 12. I cut down to 12 by 8, 8 by 12, 12 by 8, whatever. And I'm just going to fold it roughly into thirds. Now, obviously, the size of the paper is not going to matter particularly until you go to, actually use the pockets on this, which is why I've chosen to use wider paper so that the pockets will be wide enough for a more substantial size tag. Now, this is a bit thick paper to be folding as this make requires, but I'm going with it because it matches. So you make your little burrito tube, as I call it. I don't know. And I'm not going to glue anything until I complete the fold, and then I'll take it apart and glue where I need to. So then it's just a simple matter of making a sort of a V out of it. Now this particular one that I'm making is going to be fairly wide, so you need to make sure that it's going to fit into your journal without being too wide. Obviously, you don't want it to, maybe you do, I don't know. Hanging off the edge of a page might not be cool for everybody. And this is why I didn't glue it ahead of time, because when you're folding thick papers, it creates bulk in the creases of the folds. So see, I've got some creep going on here from this fold being very thick with basically six pieces of paper, I guess, because of this is 3, this is 3 folds here, so it pushed that one up. So I'm just going to cut it to make it happy where it is. So again, as I was saying, excuse me, you'll want this to be narrow enough, which this is not, to fit on the page, as it was originally designed to be used. But I'm going to make mine a sideways, 2 sideways pockets. And again, you can place this down on the page any way you want. You could even use it as a, another pocket back here, or obviously, your imagination's the limit for this. Excuse me. I have developed a frog in my throat. Anyway, so yeah, I have a lot of these. These are a great way to use up, like I said, I originally saw it as a book page idea. Great way to use up book page. It would be a great mass make project, sort of, mindless, sit in front of the TV and do the folds and inking and, whatever else you would do to your particular project. Anyway, so now that I have it folded and I see where everything's gonna end up falling, I can go ahead and trim this down, which I will just do with some scissors. And then I'll do the gluing. And for these projects in this idea book, I am not doing a lot of inking or any of that usual stuff that I would do. So then when you do go to glue it, and obviously it's best to use non-directional paper. Like, I didn't think about that when I, you know, this side is non-directional, this side is definitely directional. But it's okay because it doesn't look like it is the way I've chosen to, the side I've chosen to be the front of it. So, and it doesn't matter which way you use it, there's going to be a fold line somewhere. So, just, you know, that is inevitable. All right, so I'm just going to fold. I'm going to glue along this edge on, like, all the way, just top to bottom, glue it down. And I think I put my glue line a little too close because, yeah, that did not work. Because it doesn't, the fold doesn't go all the way over to this crease. The edge doesn't go all the way over to this fold line here. But I managed to get enough in there, I think. Let me just shoot some more in here. All right. And there we go. So now we will fold this so that it remembers where it was going. Uh-oh. Houston, we have a problem. Alright, well, it's still going to work. And again, depending on how you put it on the page, the journal page will depend on where you know, obviously where you apply the glue for the ultimate placement. I'm just going to be rather generous with this because, again, it is quite thick paper. Hold it down. Hold it down. Okay, now I will put this in my journal here, or here. I think I'm going to do it this way. And I am going to glue pretty much all of it down. Just glue it all down. Again, using the art glitter glue, the stronger glue, so that it does not pop up off the page, which I don't think would be a really good thing to happen. Just you know, putting that out there. I may be wrong. I may be wrong, but I don't think so in this instance. Right, rather generous with the glue, and I may regret that because it's probably going to squidge out all over the place, but we shall see. Hold it, hold it, hold it. I'll probably end up coming back to glue down some other. See, now this is something I didn't think about. This paper's lifting so that it looks like there's two pockets over here because of the original fold. So I'm gonna glue that down so there's only one pocket to make it a little less confusing. But not to glue the whole pocket shut. Don't want to do that either. I know, I'm very, very picky about where I want glue. Okay, so I have some tags that I used my, you know, Wow. I die cut. I die cut some tags out of some coordinating papers. And these are just a little too big, but it is what it is. I mean, I feel like if I use something smaller, let's see what happens if I use something smaller. Why do I only have one of them? I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see what we get. And actually, that does work way better. And if I put that one over there, she's fine as well. All right. So I also have these, since it is the year of using it up, I hope it only takes a year. I'm going to go ahead and use up some of these floral stickers I've had forever from, I think I got these, I'm pretty sure I got these at Hobby Lobby. And I am just going to make a little floral cluster down here. They're so pretty, but they're a little more modern, a little less vintage than I would usually use in my journals. But I really love them, and you know, Hobby Lobby always has some great sales going on, so yeah, they came home with me. They came home with me. And get some of these little tinies. Yeah. There, I think that's rather cute. Okay, now make number 2 is, I did a little bit of prep work. So this is, oh, but not enough prep work. Darn my hide. Okay, it's okay. So this is just some, for each one of these little, I don't know, pockets, I guess, you need 4 circles, any size, and a square of whatever size circles you have. Like these are basically 2-inch circles, so this is a 2x2 square. And then, you know, these are double-sided, so I guess choose which sides you want to use, and then go from side to side and glue them down. I'm gonna like just demonstrate before I glue everything down, like that and like that. And then you put a couple of holes in the last 2 front flaps and a ribbon or something to tie it together to make a little pocket. So let's glue it down. I'll just do, again, I'll use this because it's a little more secure. One. I think I'm doing that one wrong. That's okay. I mean, it really doesn't matter which is which. Which is which. The only thing that matters is that you do them opposite of each other so that your last ones end up being facing each other, or else I don't think the closure thing would work. Right, that's what I was trying to say. There we go. Oopsie. And one more. these are, you can probably see the pencil outline of them, but these are, I don't have the largest circle punch I have is 1.5 inches, and I just didn't feel like that was a big enough, you know, that would not make a big enough end product, so to speak. So I drew these with my little circle stencil thing, and then my lovely daughter cut them out for me because she, as I said to her, she's like, why do you make me do these things? Because you have a steadier hand and better eyes than I do. So, yeah. That is your job. And she said, well, you're not even going to tell people who did, or no, she said, you better make sure you tell them who did it. Okay, so my daughter cut the circles for me. So, she's obviously the star of the show for doing that. Now, I'm just going to get a little hole punch. I have really no idea how big that hole is, except that that's how big that hole is. And this is a Fisker's one hole punch, but it's not a standard size hole punch, so I really don't know how big it is. Ouch. So I'm just going to take the last two and punch them kind of deepish. So I'm going to do them as far as this half circle will let me go, and try and get it centered from left to right, like so. And again, trying to get it centered. I feel like I'm doing something wrong. There we go. That's why. Well, that's why. Because I couldn't see my mark. This thing. I don't know what it's called, but that's what I was kind of using to determine the depth of it. Okay, so now let me dig around in my scraps box if I can find it. It's one of those things my grandson loves to play with for some reason. I don't know, but there it is, where it belongs, right where it belongs, and I do apologize for that. Let me silence that real quick. Okay, so I see right here this purpley pinky piece of something. And that's what I'm going to use for the closure. I don't think it needs to be that long, and there's a knot in the middle of it. So I'm going to cut it at the knot and use the bigger end. Oops. So close that down there to there. All right, come on now. That hole's plenty big enough for you to go through without fuss. Thank you. Right, so your end product looks like this. Put a little bow in it. My fingers don't like working with something this small. Yep, I knew it was going to happen. That one came out. That end came out. Come back, come back. And we'll adjust them size-wise, because the bunny ears are just big. This bunny has big ears. Lopsided ears. This is quite fiddly. Guess I should have used a longer piece of something. But I liked this color, so now I'm going to drive us all crazy trying to grab that end of the string. Let's get some tweezers. Maybe that'll help. Digging around. There we go. Seriously? I mean, there we go. Lovely. Quite lovely. Wow. That was way more difficult than it should have been. And now I've managed to loosen the whole thing up. That's all right. Anyway, so then, you know, again, depending on the size you choose to make it, you know, if you had a big enough circle, and I probably could have made it bigger, but anyway, you could actually put it on to use it as a pocket or tuck spot, whatever. But I would just use this as sort of a little, actually that would make a really cute gift tag. Just giving me some ideas for, you know, the upcoming holidays. Yeah. So yeah, anyway, we're going to glue it down into, ooh, I could actually even use it as a, lots and lots of crazy ideas to do with this. I'm just going to put this here. I'll be a rebel and put it at the top for a change. I don't know. But anyway, since we're just having ideas, I'm not worried about journaling on something way up there in the corner. But I want to put, the next make, I want to use this page. It's something, it goes around the page, so this may not work out because this might be too big for it, but we shall see. Okay, so the next thing that DJ did in this particular video was, oh, well, I was gonna, let me do this real quick. I want to try and see if putting them on like that instead of opposite of each other makes any kind of a difference, or what kind of a, I mean, I guess you could do it that way, could you? It looks cute, except for the pencil. It looks cute, but would it then be able to, what the heck, we're gonna try it. We're just gonna try it. I'm just gonna try it. So I am actually gonna put the pencil side inside. And just glue them in the round. When you glue them down, you have to make sure not to interfere with them folding around the sort of the base piece, I guess we'll call it. Let's just do this really quickly. See what happens. Let's just see what happens, right? It's only paper. It's okay. It's not gonna be an emergency if it doesn't work the way it would work in my mind. In my mind's eye, it's just going to be like a pinwheel opening. I don't know what you really call it, but that's what my mind thinks it is. Wow, I really am having a hard time with my grammar today. I'm going to hold that down. Stay. Oh. I'm folding in the pencil outline parts. I'm going to tuck that under there straight away. And let it glue up for a minute. It's got a bit of glue on the inside there. Oops. It stuck to my thumb and I ripped up the paper. Oh well, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, wait. 1, 2, wait. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think that would work. That's quite cute. And it doesn't need anything else to close it, really. Uh-huh. Okay. All right then. I'm sure I didn't invent that, but it just, it just came to me in that moment. Okay. Make number 3 was a little confusing to me, the way she was talking about where she got her inspiration from. So, sorry about that, DJ. I know you explained it very well, but it did not hit my brain very well. So, she said she was inspired by Cori Dahman, who I will link below, and Cori was inspired by Gayle Agostineli. So I'll link her as well. So then when I went to see Cori's make, she did refer to Gayle Agostineli. I could not find Gayle's video on it, but the way that Cori made this was really not the make that Gayle did. And I could not find Gayle's video. Did I say that already? I could not find Gayle's video. So, Cori did not go into a step-by-step on how the, original Gayle make was, but she had it in her idea book there and said this is what Gayle made, but she didn't do a step-by-step, so I couldn't pick that one up. So this is what Cori ended up doing, and she used some Tim Holtz paper that had like grids on it. So it was all nice and even, and the spacing and sizing was pretty much already determined by the piece of Tim Holtz paper that she used. Well, I don't have anything like that. If I do, I couldn't find it in my stash. So what I have done is drawn out grids on these. It's really, really faintly done in pencil, so it doesn't, hopefully, doesn't show up in the final product. Right, so this is an over-the-page make that is very, very, very versatile. You can do it a myriad of ways, but I'm trying to stick as close as possible to what I'm now going to consider the original make by Cori that I saw DJ at Hither and Yon do. That's a whole, see, this is why I tried to go right back to the source, because it was, the trail was getting a little too woodsy for me to make my way through. Right, so here we go. It's a triple fold, so I'm going to go ahead and use my this thing, ruler, to make the creases. So, okay, this piece of paper is like 9 by, and the height is determined by the height of my book page. So it's 9 by 8. Now my normal book pages are 8.5. So this is a little bit close to maximum height, if you see what I mean. But I chose to do it, I think I did 2 and 2 and 2 inches, or maybe 3 and 3 and 3. Yeah, 3, 3, 3 inches. So it is going to be a little too wide for that page. So I'm probably just going to go ahead and glue this other one down here. And this, so now I have to find a page that it can wrap around, which, there. Oh, goody. I didn't have to look too far. But anyway, that's a bit in the future. Okay, so let's get the folding. So it's folded this way in thirds, and of course you do not have to measure. I normally don't, but I wanted to make sure that it was going to fit on my book page, be a size that I don't like really tiny things, because then, you can't really use it for journaling or for a lot of ephemera. So that's just me. So we're going to fold that there. And of course, if you have a score board, you could do it that way. But I am just choosing to do it this way so that I don't have to bring another piece of equipment out onto the desk. Right, so that's that. That's the scoring of it. And one fold is going to go this way. Let's try and clean that up, shall we? Because I really am not. There we go. That did not come out any kind of straight. All right, that one goes that way, and this one goes this way. And again, I have to clean the edges up. Okay, so then the next thing is to make a series of pockets, stacked pockets on each side. So let me pull the book back out for a visual aid. All right, so here's the page I'm going to use. Yeah, let's use a clear bookmark. That makes things easy for me. Anyway, so again, it's going to wrap around the page. It's either going to wrap around the page this way or this way, whichever. It really does not matter. Now, the one that Cori Dahman made was 4 stacked pockets. So the top pocket is going to be rather, you're going to have to put something really small in it. So I may or may not use the top flap as a pocket at all. To be determined. Yet to be determined. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the pockets. And here's where I use the 2, 2, 2. These are, each pocket is 2 inches high. So I'm just going to be very, very brave and hand cut them along my penciled in line. And that could go anyway. So just cutting it through to the crease here, not cutting any further than that. And we're going to do that on each of the flaps. And again, if you wanted to do fewer pockets, you could do, you know, 4 and 3 or 3 and 3, 3 and 2. Like I said, very, very versatile little flippity floppity pockety thing. And it only flips and flaps until you get the glue down. But it looks very flippy flappy when all these cuts are made and you're just like, wowzer. It's sort of like comes to life and you have to wrangle all these flippy bits. So yeah, as I said, I am going to go ahead and put thumb notches in these, and there's just no way to make it exactly, you know, each thumb notch is going to be at least a little bit different because, you know, it's there. You can't do them all at once like I usually like to do, but yeah, if something's going to be on the same page with a thumb notch in it, I like to stack them up and cut the notches all at once, but this is just, I just can't do that. So we're just gonna wing it. Hope for the best. I guess that's not horrible, but I'm gonna have to do these this way. My hand is just not being steady today. The muscle is twitching. So I apologize for that. It's taking longer than it should. When my daughter comes over to refill my medicine boxes today, she's going to have to rewrap the wrist. I had to take it off this morning because it was just for some reason, normally it doesn't bother me, the adhesive or none of that bothers me, but for some reason it was bothering me today. And even when I took it off, it was a little painful coming off of here, but I don't know. All right, I guess I have to make a decision about these top flaps. I can just cut them off. I can glue them down. I think I'm going to choose to just cut them off because I just can't make a decision about them right now. Okay. And those I can use for little tags, other bits of ephemera, because you know nothing goes to waste. Nothing goes to waste. Okay, so let's get to gluing. The best way, and DJ did this as well, the best way to do it is to glue down the side that's going to have this section on it. Glue this down first to a page, and then you can deal with the pockets going everywhere. So let us do that. Let us do that. So it's going, looks like it's gonna go, oh yeah, looks like it's gonna go this way. And again, I could put glue here and here, which I might do. and make that a, you know, a nice big side pocket. Didn't do a very good job of measuring and folding, did I? Because these pockets are short of the... It's okay. It's all okay. Right, so I am going to put glue. Stay here. Don't go away. I am going to put glue here and here. And maybe along here. So yeah, when I was looking for the original that Gayle Agostineli made, I went down the rabbit hole of all of her ephemera, and oh my goodness, there is a lot of it, and I want to make all of it. It's just wow. Yeah, that's all I can say about that, which is why I'm going to link her in this video, because if you want to go down ephemera lane, yeah, it's in Gayle's neighborhood. Definitely. She has a playlist for her making ephemera, and so yeah, I would suggest anyone and everyone go have a look at it. She's very entertaining to watch. I love her. She's one of the first people I started watching junk journal videos of, and I love her to bits and pieces. So yeah, she's definitely 10 out of 10 would recommend. Okay, that's that bit lined up. Now let's do these. Oopsie. No. Stay there. In hindsight, I would cut a little more height off of these than just cutting them apart. I would like take a short or very thin, narrow sort of slice in between each pocket so that they're a little more easily accessible. Because as I'm gluing them down, I see that they're sort of returning to their uncut state, and they want to sort of stick together. Right, so I do have some small tags to put in here. Just so we can see what they are. How many of these do I have? Just 2. That came apart. Let's glue that down. go. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. 7 pockets out of that one make. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. And again, these are more Hobby Lobby stickers. Cute. They're very thick, these are. Nice. I like them very much. Very, very much. I'm enjoying these like a lot. Have I been hoarding these or just not using them? That is the question. That is definitely the question. And I believe the answer might be that I've been hoarding them. They're so nice. Yeah. Love them. Where's the purple butterfly? I thought I saw a purple butterfly. I guess I'll use this one. Nice, nice, nice. Yep, I really like those stickers. Yeah. So now I'm just going to use them all, I guess. And why not? At least they'll be being used, being loved, and admired. Yep, I like these very much. A little tulip puppy. See if I can move this one without causing any damage. Yep. Did I mention these are really thick stickers? They definitely are that. Very nice to work with. I love tulips. Let's see what I can put on here. I don't know what this is, but I like it. Okay, well, that's enough playing with stickers for that one. Right, so, yeah. Let's go back over what we did today. So that from, I'm going to say, Cori Dahman. This from Pam at the Paper Outpost. This, I don't recall if DJ said where she got this idea from. I don't recall. So again, I will put her video maybe I'll put the entire playlist on. I'll link the playlist in the description box below, and that way you can find all the things I've done so far. And she is already in her volume 2, so I really need to get busy and catch up. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel, and thanks for watching. Bye.